What is going on, everybody on YouTube? Max the Rock here with a brand new video. And today we're going to be doing a speed test between the Huawei Elate, on the left side here, as you can see, it says Huawei, and the Motorola E4. Now this is a video that's been requested by some subscribers here on the channel, so decided why not, let's go ahead and do this video here. So if you know anything about the Huawei Elate, you know that it's an octa-core processor versus a quad-core processor, which is the E4. So it's not really that much of a fair test, but it is a good comparison because they are similar in price range here. So we can talk about the specs here, internal specs. I would go ahead and talk about the cameras and everything, but that's not really important in a video like this. This is more just of how fast the device opens up application and if it's going to be faster than the device next to it. So let's go ahead and get this started. So with the Huawei Elate, we have a Snapdragon 435. It's clocked at 1.4 gigahertz, 8 cores. 4 of them at 1.4, the other 4 at 1.1, I believe. You have your Adreno 505 for the GPU, it's Qualcomm here for the CPU, obviously Snapdragon. And then for the Motorola E4, you have a quad core, I believe it's the Snapdragon, but I'm not 100% sure. It's definitely Qualcomm, but I'm not sure what series it is. It's probably a 430. Matter of fact, it's not a 430, it's probably a 427. But it's clocked at 1.4 gigahertz, it's 4 cores, and you see that we got the Adreno 308. As you can see there, 308. So if you go over to the device here, you can see that the Huawei Elate, we can get into more specs, why not? It's 5.5 inches for the screen, it's 720p, it's 268 pixels per inch, it's 2 gigs of RAM, you have 16 gigabytes of internal storage, but out the box you get about 9. With the Motorola E4 here, as you can see, it's 5 inches, 720p as well, it's 295 pixels per inch. The reason that it has more pixels is because it's a smaller screen, so you're able to get more pixels on a smaller screen. You get 2 gigs of RAM, 16 gigabytes of internal storage. Out the box, you get 10.14 gigabytes, so about 10.2. These devices are both running Android Nougat, with the Motorola E4 running 7.1.1 security patch for September the 1st, and the Huawei Elate is running Android Nougat as well. It's the regular 7.0 with security patch of July. So way back last year. This is last year too, but it's a later version of Android here. We can go into battery here. Now, as far as battery, all that stuff, that doesn't really matter. That's not important here. What matters is who is going to open up apps faster. So we're going to do this here. We're going to do basically open up the same apps between both devices. They're next to each other. As you can see, we're going to open up similar, like, let's see, we can do like YouTube and Tidal and all that other stuff, but yeah, then of course what I want to focus on, what I think would be interesting, is the RAM management test, because they both have 2 gigs of RAM, so I think that would be the most interesting part of the video. But before we actually, oh, that's what I want to talk about. Before we actually get into the actual video here, before we get into the apps and everything, let's open up Geekbench to show you guys the Geekbench score to both of these devices. Let's see here. Oops. That was a real bumpy camera right there. So as of January 6th and January 7th here, as you can see, when it comes to Geekbench here, as you can see, the Elate has an octa-core processor. So when it comes to single core performance, it is similar to the Motorola E4. They both are around the 640 to 650 range. But when it comes to the multi-core score, as you can see, E4 has 1,794, while the Elate has 2,852. So more than 1,000 when it comes to the actual multi-core performance, which makes sense because it's an octa-core processor. So when it comes to numbers like what they're showing on either phone here, it makes sense simply because the processor in it, has to match that. Multi-core is going to be better when it comes to performance, way better when it comes to performance versus a quad-core. When it just really depends on the processor as well. But as you can see with the Antutu benchmark, Motorola E4 has a 35,987, while the Elate has a 43,981. So take that how you want it there. The Elate is obviously a faster phone, but we're going to see who opens up applications faster. So let's go ahead and get this started here. We're going to do the Play Store first, and just to make sure, we're going to get rid of all the applications that we got in the background, the ones that I showed you guys. Those don't need to be open anymore. So we're going to open up the Play Store first in 3, 2, 1. Not sure who got that first. Probably was a tie. Let me know in the comments which one you think was first. So we're going to put YouTube here. So 3, 2, 1. Not sure who got that first. Let's go ahead and do Best Buy next. So 3, 2, 1. After Best Buy, we're gonna do Amazon. Motorola E. Oh, wait. Well, I don't know. It's hard to tell on that one. Let's do Amazon next. So 3, 2, 1. E4 got that. I'm not even signed in on Amazon, so that's not gonna really count. So we're gonna do Bleacher Report next. So 3, 2, 1. I'm not even signing the Bleacher Report on Elate, so it's not really a fair test. Let me go ahead and get rid of these last two apps, Best Buy and Amazon. I want to make it a fair test. Let's do title here. So 3, 2, 1. Because it's not fair if a device is logged in for me and then the other one isn't. It's not really a fair test because one phone has to load up more than the other one. All right, who won that one? Not sure. I was too busy yapping my mouth. So the next app we're gonna open up here is Facebook. It's a pretty big app. So 3, 2, 1. That goes to the Elate. All right, next app we're gonna open up here is Google Plus. So 3, 2, 1. That goes to the E4. So this is actually a pretty interesting test because it's really hard to tell which phone, you know, will win when it comes to opening up these applications. Simply because the device has 8 cores in it doesn't mean it's gonna open up an app faster. The actual other 4 cores are used when it comes to like heavy intensive apps. So when it comes to opening up applications, as you can see, it really just depends on the device and how well optimized the software is on it. So let's go to open up SoundCloud next here. So 3, 2, 1. That goes to the E4. E4 is just, man, what a phone this is. If you haven't got this phone here, you should go ahead and get you the phone. It's a really good phone, y'all. It's really good. It's well worth the money. Let's go up to the camera next here. So let's see which one pops up in the camera. So 3, 2, 1. All right, it goes to the Elate. When it comes to camera, it goes to the Elate here. Has a better camera than the E4. But the E4 has a flash to the front, so you get points for that. So let's go ahead and do RAM manager now, because this video is getting close to 10 minutes. It's like around 7:30 right now. So let's go ahead and speed things up because we don't want to make these videos too long. So go ahead and do Play Store. Neither one of those held it in the background. Now these both devices have 2 gigs of RAM. Okay, it loaded up YouTube faster on the Elate, so it has to go to the Elate on that one because it loaded faster. Best Buy has to reload on both of them, and that goes to the E4. I'm gonna do title next. E4 held it in the background. Oops, I didn't hit it at the same time, but Facebook is held in the background, both of them. Google Plus was held in the background for E4. SoundCloud was held in the background for the E4. And I don't really want to count the camera. Let's do Play Store again. Oh, look at that. What does that show you there? So, when it comes to RAM management, it has to go to the Motorola E4, and I'm gonna have to declare this winner to be the Motorola E4 simply because the RAM management was better. It opened up applications, if not at the same rate or at the same speed as the Elate, a little bit faster. So it has to go to the Motorola E4. So if you got the Motorola E4, just know that potentially it can't be faster than the Huawei Elate, just depending on what applications that you're open. But keep in mind here, this doesn't really mean anything. It's just a speed test. It's just completely for fun, you know, to show you guys which phone may be faster when it comes up with applications side by side. It really just matters if the phone actually performs and does what you needed to do on a daily basis. That's what matters when it comes to getting the phone. So when it comes to things like that, take them with a grain of salt. They don't really mean anything, especially when it comes to Geekbench scores and the 22 benchmark scores. Those don't really mean anything. It's just bragging rights and just pretty much who has a high number. That's pretty much what those tests mean. But let's go ahead and close this video out here. Excuse me, my voice cracked a little bit. Close this video out here. Like this video if you haven't liked the video already. I really appreciate that. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already. Leave a comment if you want to see anything in particular with the Huawei Elate going against any of them other phones here in the lineup, I'll be happy to do that video for you. That won't be a problem at all. But until then, I want to say, of course, thank you for watching this video. As you do know, my name is Master Rock, and you have a good day. Deuces, y'all.